I have something I'd like to show you. And for those in listening mode only, don't worry, I'll be narrating this. In this picture, there's a little girl wearing her pink helmet, riding her pink bike. Her father follows along behind her to ensure she remembers everything he taught her. Now, to most people, this picture looks pretty normal. Nothing unusual or out of the ordinary. I, on the other hand, find this picture to be mind-blowing because it helped me to connect the dots. What do I mean? Well, for me, the little girl represents us. The father represents our higher self or intuition. The helmet represents God, and the bike represents karma. Let me explain. The little girl represents us because we are always in learning mode. The father represents our higher self or intuition because they're always guiding and teaching us. The helmet represents God, who's always with us, protecting us. And the bike represents karma because it provides us with results. Now, when we're able to understand all the relationships in this way, it helps us to eliminate the idea that we are victims, because we always have guidance. It helps us to understand that God is always with us, whether we're enjoying our bike ride or we've fallen off and hurt ourselves. God never leaves us, even in our hardships. And karma is not punishment. It's the result of our choices. So if we choose to ride over a stone and fall off our bike and scrape our hands and knees, it's not because the bike is punishing us. Now, some may argue that this is an oversimplified analogy, because what happens if we're out riding and the weather takes a turn for the worse? Or a stranger pushes us off our bike? Or worst case scenario, we get hit by a car. Now, I believe as long as we're in human form, there will be things in life that we can't control and things in life that we can. And it's up to us to understand the difference. And this is what I believe the human experience is all about. In other words, life as a human being was not meant to be perfect. It was meant to be an experience. See, I believe that this is just one of many experiences our soul will have with each incarnation. It's an ongoing journey of growth, and it's in our best interest to take it for what it is and do our best to navigate each experience. So going back to that picture, if we're able to understand all the relationships in that way, then it helps us to realize we're never alone on our journey. And finally, that picture also helps us to understand that change is inevitable, because at some point we will outgrow that pink bike. I have a few quotes I'd like to share with you. The first one is that famous quote by Wayne Dyer. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And the second quote is by Dr. Seuss. If you never did, you should. These things are fun, and fun is good. See, I'd like to think that when we finally make our transition from this realm, we'll look back and think, wow, it really wasn't that serious after all. Well, this is all I have for today. Thanks so much for spending time with me. And if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, feel free to reach out to me through my personal email. I've included it in the description below. Until next time, be sure to keep paying attention to your karma. It's our greatest teacher.